12 certificates so that it should not apply to lower levels of governance, but it should apply to upper levels of governance, that is at the presidential level and also the parliamentary level. Let me just quickly get a feedback on that one from my guest on the show today, that is, from the Patriotic Front, that is Honorable Chendela Mukondo from the Media Administration. Honorable, good morning and welcome to the Breakfast Show.
Good morning, Honorable. I'm humbled once again to be here.
Thank you so much. How are the preparations going ahead of the 12th August elections?
We are on course, especially that we have done the most important milestones, and that is the manifesto, which we have now given the Zambian people. They know what we intend to stand for, and that means everything to us. And the other one, it was the successful general conference that we had, which we have been discussing for the past almost close to about 2 weeks or so. And I think with the manifesto now that it has been unveiled for our Zambian people, we have to go out, flat out, to tell the people what we intend to do once they give us again the fresh mandate of governing this nation. So basically for us, the manifesto, it has given us the arsenal to once again get back to where we are as of today, as that ruling party that has the muscle to fight for what it has already. Okay.
How do you rate your manifesto, first of all? What are some of the new things that you feel were not in the previous manifesto?
Though we are just building on, because I cannot say that they were not there, but some of them, it's that of having, talking about proposing of shifting now the mindset of our Zambian people, having a 24 hours economy. That is, people should be ready now to continue working 24/7. And that is a new Western way of doing things. And then the Far East, where people, they must have that resilience of now working 24/7, not just work for 8 hours. That will also have a lot of changes when it comes to the labor laws. So basically for us as a Patriot Fund, it's one of the new things, that dimension that has come, and people should be ready for that economy. Because, if you look at the productivity that we have been doing, it's within 8 hours. And where we have some shifts, it's just with the mining sector. But this time around, we're thinking that this should be extended to almost everyone, so that we don't have an economy whereby immediately it is 17 hours, everything is shut. You go into the CBD, you find that everybody has vacated the place. And that's what we want to change now. We want to have an economy that can operate 24/7, so that we can create more opportunities for our people. And then the other one is that one of the funds, where we can have at least a stabilization fund to help the economy to absorb these shock waves of forex, so that at the end of the day, these dynamics which we have faced for the past 11 years, they can come to an end. So there are several others. We are thinking of also doing away with the road tax, because we are already collecting the toll tax, which I think it has proved to be much more successful and very straightforward. And the other ones, they are that of now reducing, helping also those the road users, that they don't pay this tax. We give them at least a relief. Others, so making sure that we reduce these taxes. Instead of having the traditional tax bands, the minimum is this, we should just have one rate, and that's also moves from the individual and then also to the companies, so that we can improve on efficiency, and then also making sure that people know what their net income will be, not requiring professionals to calculate for you.
Interesting. A number of people feel most of these things contained in your new manifesto, they are just a series of wishful thinking. They're these things that perhaps you might have failed to do in the last term that you were in your office. What could be your response to that?
If you look at the position where we stand, we had promised the people of Zambia that to overhaul this economy by rolling out across the nation infrastructure development. If you look at the road infrastructure that we have today, compare it to 10 years ago. It's totally different. If you talk about the Lusaka of today and the Lusaka of 2011, it's totally different. You are talking about a well-refurbished city that is worthy to point us that this is the capital city of Lusaka, of Zambia. And if you comparatively look at Livingstone also, it has infrastructure. So the infrastructure that we have rolled out to the nation, especially some of the things that we had promised the people of Zambia through our 2011 manifesto, it was that of Monkalabo, linking Zambia, the Linking Zambia project, 8,000. It's part of that which we had given the people of Zambia that we are going to do this. And as we stand today, Mongu Kalabo Road is not a dream. It's a reality. This is where others failed in the 47 years. We are talking of 47 years because UNIP did 27 years. MMD did 20 years. So if you put them together, the 47 years, the Mongu Kalabo was not there. It was not there. If you look at the congestion of Lusaka today, we have all these flyover bridges. 4 of them, 3 have been commissioned. So are the people saying that these people, we have not fulfilled our promises? We have fulfilled. People used to talk about the congestion of Lusaka. We have done it. Look, Great East Road, it has 2 overflow bridges. If you go again the southern route, you find that at Makeni there we have another flyover bridge. And if you get at Long Acres there is another flyover bridge which will decongest Lusaka further. So basically, infrastructure development, we have done it. We inherited an economy whereby police officers were wearing a white shoe this other side, a brown shoe this other side. Today, our officers, they are not in Kalikiliki. Our officers, they are not coming from Kanyama. They are not coming from these various places, but they are in camps. And we have done this job within the 5,000 targeted housing units that we have done. They are there. The defense forces, you hear people in Kabwe, they have infrastructure there. You come here in Kafue, is it Kafue? It's the same. You come to Chilanga, it's the same. So basically, we have done what other people are just merely promising. So when you are talking about now, when you are telling people that we are going to do this, already some of these things, they are happening under this 3-year recovering plan. Already you have talked about the gold that has been helping us to build the reserves. These were just issues which we used to dream about, but under the Patriotic Front, it's happening. So basically, if somebody is saying that we have given people a blank check, we are asking those people who are challenging us, is Levi Mwanawasa a blank check to the Zambian people? If you go to Gwembe General Hospital, is it a blank check to the Zambian people? If you go to Pemba, you find that Pemba has a new general hospital. If you go to Monze, we have provided the food storage facilities. If you go to Chong, we have provided the food storage facilities. If you go to Chirilabombwe, the story is the same. If you talk about energy also, we have in Solwezi, built these energy reserve tanks for our people strategically in Western Province, and then also Luapula. If you go health-wise, you find that we have put across the nation storage facilities for our health institution. So basically, what we are asking and what we are looking at now, it's basically looking at the individuals. How does our conscience look at the Zambian people, especially that we are a pro-poor party? We have to look at the individuals now. This is the reason now we have to look at taxes. This micro, the fiscal approach, and then also the macro approach, and then the microeconomics that we need to put together so that the poor Zambian there on the street can have access to it. Some of this, as I've already said, is that one of taxes. An operator, we are looking at a taxman, we are looking at a bus driver. Who is there supposed to pay tax? We are saying in this coming period between 2021 and 2026, we are saying we are going to stop paying tax. Is that a dream? It's not a dream at all. We have done this, we have demonstrated this, we have proved to the Zambian people. When we said we are going to give more money to our civil servants, we have done it before. We have given the civil servants the housing units. We have given the prisoners transport. We have given our education system an impetus, a new impetus of a better education that has an international touch, that is free of corruption. And corruption, when I mention in the education system, is that one of leakages.
Interesting. Recently, one of the opposition leaders actually felt the need for the two political parties, the Patriotic Front and of course the UPND, to sit down and work together towards one common goal in as far as the application of the Grade 12 certificate is concerned. Mr. Sean Tembo actually feels it would serve a good purpose if at all it could be applied at parliamentary and presidential level, because at lower level it might differentiate a number of credible candidates who can actually represent the people so well. What is your feeling?
Well, democracy, before that thing clause was changing the constitution, I know it's unfortunate that Sean Tembo doesn't have even a single MP. But for parties like ourselves, the PF, the MMD, and the UPND, these are the people at that time who are representing the people of Zambia, and we are a democracy. And at that time, they proposed this thing. That's what the Zambian people wanted. So what we have done ourselves is what the Zambian people want. So you cannot come today to change what the Zambian people wanted. Sean Tembo is talking as a political party. He's talking as an individual. He does not represent the Zambian people. The Zambian people, if they were not happy with that, they were going to say, no, come, the next opportunity, you would want to change that clause, which is in the constitution. Now, that's a constitutional matter, which we cannot debate about. So such debates, we shouldn't even waste the time talking about something which is in the Republican constitution. It's a supreme law of the land. So us as the Patriotic Front, we respect the constitution, we respect the aspiration of the Zambian people, and what they did in 2016, that's what we have followed. So as a political party, we have no say on what the people want. They wanted councillors to be grade 12, they wanted the MP to be grade 12, they wanted the chairpersons and mayors to be grade 12, and the president himself to be a grade 12. So basically when it comes to this, it's equality at all levels. We would want quality to move at all levels the way we have done it. And this, I think it has been overdue. So basically, our brother Sean Tembo, it's unfortunate that you want to take us to where we are coming from. We have been there before, and we know that even when we are the people who are coming from different background, we have had challenges when it comes to enacting of these laws. This is the reason why the Zambian people, they say, let's have at least a minimum qualification, so that when it comes to changing of these laws, we all understand what we are doing. We have had people who have been in parliament, they go into parliament, they just sit idle. We only come to know maybe less than even 20 members of parliament. The rest, almost 130, we don't even know them because they go there to sit idle. But this time around, the Zambian people, they want people go into the legislature to speak for them, to go into the council chambers to speak for them.
But as a party, don't you think that was gone? The grade 12 certificate issue has also differentiated you, because at the end of the day, we have heard of some of the cabinet ministers who have just come out openly and confessed to the fact that they do not even have a grade 12 certificate and they're not going to stand, and they were hoping to stand on the Patriotic Front ticket.
Look, the same cabinet ministers, were they not the one who were there when the constitution was being amended, when they were changing the constitution? They were there. So basically, they knew what they were doing. For us as a Patriotic Front, we are law-abiding. We follow what the Zambian people want. And for us, in 2011, I want to remind you, we told the Zambian people, put us into office. Within 90 days, we are going to change the constitution. But when we got into 90 days, we were made to understand that the constitutional matters, it involves everyone. And this is the reason why it took us long until 2016, when all the interested stakeholders, they came on board and they said, this is the best clauses that we want to be into our constitution. And among them, it's a same grade 12 certificate. It's a very powerful clause, because if you go worldwide, all these economies which are doing well, we know that it's very difficult pill to swallow, but at the end of the day, we are Christians, and we understand a nation perishes if it does not have knowledge. A nation that do not have people who are educated, they will perish. So as Zambian people, where we are coming from, we cherish education. And we would want to, at least in whatever we are doing, education should be an eye-opener, or the first thing which should take us to another step. So basically, why is it that we have had challenges in terms of negotiating deals when it comes to the mining, to do what? It's because of maybe we have missed out on these basics. For the past almost 57 years, you'll find that people have been mining copper. Agreements have been struck by these same ministers, but we have always missed the basic. Why is it that money does not remain in Zambia? It's because of the basic. If you don't have the basics in terms of education, you find that foreigners will always take advantage of that. So basically, where we stand today as a patriotic front, for us, it's a bitter pill to swallow, but we have moved on. We cannot be crying baby. We cannot be crying over spilt milk. We have told our people, like our general secretary, he was one of the people who didn't have a grade 12 certificate, but as we stand today, he did his homework. If you go to Jean Kapata, he did his homework. There are a lot of people who have done their homeworks. So we have those people who are lazy, who would want not to move in tandem with the times. It's unfortunate they will be left out. So it's not here and there that we should not move forward as a nation, because maybe there is this minister who has not done this. So basically, a grade 12 certificate can be done within a year. It can be done within a year. It can be done within 2 years. So basically, it's not here and there that the grade 12 certificate is an ideal standard. You can do it within 6 months, you can do it within a year, you can do it within 2 years, 5 years. You still find us. And these are not the only election that we are going to have, the 2021. We are a country, that's why we call One Zambia, One Nation, and we will continue existing as Zambia, as One Zambia, One Nation. So basically, those are some of the things that us we appreciate. We know that it's difficult for now, but as I have already said, this is not the end of the world. People can go back to do application, rewriting of these same examinations, the way others have done it.
Well, Honorable, thank you so much for wrapping up the breakfast with us.
Thank you very much.
All right, so we've been looking at a couple of issues pertaining to national development on the breakfast show. It's a Monday, and of course, it's more of the beginning of a week. I hope that, your week is well planned. And as we go on further, definitely let us ensure that we be a productive citizen to the country. Let us work at whatever we are doing also, and of course, let's work hard at whatever we are doing. We'll be back with the breakfast show tomorrow morning with more exciting events of the week. For now, it's bye-bye and God bless. All right, boy, have you refused?